So, set was fine, as we said. Takeaway going back on the left-hand side, okay? You can see pushing your arms away, a bit of daylight there with the club. Club's gone back pretty straight, but for me, the arm's gone a bit away from the chest. If we watch this one here now as you go back, left arm there, seeing a bit more into your chest as you go back. And look where your hands are in relation to your body. They're more over your toes, where this one's a bit more away from the body there, okay? This one, as it continues to go back, so steep, very, very high, very steep with the arm. Yeah, the club's not steep necessarily. The club's on a pretty, but if you, on that left arm there, as you get to the top of the backswing, very, very high. Now this one, as you go back here now, hands more in front of your chest, left arm now, nicely across your chest. Okay, so that for me is a much more controlled position to bring the golf club down. If we look at this as you come back down, because of the steep angle of attack, arms back out too far away from the body, catch the old hosel, look away now, and if you look at the club when you go through, how high that left elbow and arms are here, they've not really exited left, which is what we're talking about, okay? If you watch as the arms come down here now, left arm nicely across your chest, then down to impact, club back down in front of you, nice left arm under the shoulder, strike of the ball there, good. And as you swing through here now, you see the club now exiting left. Yeah. Look at that position now with your left arm and then your elbow here. Then that to me looks a bit kind of like, and just, again, your arms and your body sink are out of control, which lends itself to what you said, oh, that felt too fast. When you put speed to that movement, it will just feel too fast. It's not too fast. You can swing the club fast with this movement, you feel more control, because your arms and your club and your chest are kind of a bit more connected. When your arm and that left elbow was that high and you're swinging through here now, for me it's the potential to get that. So that's a shorter swing. If you continue that movement on here now, what I like to see now is that sort of a bit more level here rather than up there. That left arm kind of up here for me is just a little bit, you've kind of gone obviously exaggerate a bit, kind of like up here and then kind of there's just a bit of an ungainly left arm movement rather than a bit more kind of in here, and then as we exit through a bit more that way, okay? You kind of got a little bit this way, a bit toe base with your weight and your balance, and then arms out there in front, and then it's kind of leaving your posture, sort of, we said a bit too long, arm up here, and then finishing like so. Now, because you've got course ability and you can balance, get away with it, okay? When you're on a slope, like on the first on the Mac as you were on Sunday, on a downhill light, the balance was more affected. You couldn't turn as well on the way back. You probably got a bit steep with the arms again, and then off she comes back in. Probably because you did one on the first side, you just laughed it off, and whatever, and then got a wedge, flicked on the green and thought nothing of it. But obviously I think that was lending itself to, you were on the precipice, should we say, of building up to one of them. And it required a bit of an uneven lie to showcase that. You then just kept going down that spectrum towards the heel. To today you've reached in now from, was it Sunday? Did you have that one on the first or Saturday?
Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday, yeah. So you've just been gradually going through that, then you got here today, and over time you just kept moving further and further towards the heel. Based around the fact you said, oh, the last few months, Gav, I've been towing it. So you've been almost unbeknown to yourself probably just trying to avoid the toe. Yeah. Okay? Just by moving yourself a bit more here and bringing the arms up here, and just some little subtle adjustments that a good golfer will do unconsciously. If you start in a few shots left or right or high or low, you'll do things without even thinking about it to adjust to that. And just you'll know kind of where your hands are going to go. And that's the problem. You start making adjustments with your hands and arms and your body to try and stop towing it, and you just move from toe to middle to heel. And over that time span, you've hit the ball well, and now it's got to the point where you've just gone a little bit too far. Yeah.
Like last year,
yeah.
I mean, that was my drive position.
Oh, it's much better.
And I don't know why that, like now that's crept in so steep.
Yeah. Well, a couple of things. Number one, I think weather this time of year lends itself to being a little bit cold in the turn as well. You can see some short sleeve there, so you're nice and fresh and nice and warmed up. Okay, I think probably if you had a couple of hooky ones in your game, you probably try to get a little bit steep or get the club further out in front of you. A lot of the questions that people ask, I don't know why it's got there. There's almost no logical answer. Why do we do anything sometimes? I mean, moves often happen. Generally, there's an evolution of swing changes that come through certain ball flights you're seeing. So you may have seen a few shots going one way or two and just started making adjustments here, or maybe when you had a couple of not so good games of golf, you may sort of resorted back to what we said in the first few lessons. Okay, get the club face back inside and the hands out in front, or hands inside and the club out in front of your hands, and then you've sort of gone a bit too far. And the thing is, at your level, you've only got to be this far offline at certain positions, and you can lend yourself to that or a big old snipey pipey. Yeah. Okay, so if the arms can work in, okay, get that left arm flatter. The visual we said about the sort of the pane of glass, if that is sort of through there, what we'd expect to see is sort of everything now working underneath that. But as you get back to here now, your hands are going smash through the glass there, okay?
Yeah.
But we want to see, if I go back to this one, this is Hogan's, but which is the PJ still kind of work on now about swing plane, everything kind of working underneath that. You see, so yeah, if that was effectively a pane of glass around there, nothing at this thing now as you swing back down, and when you exit, okay, your club now is coming underneath this. When you exit for this, your hands are going through there a lot higher, then you try and drop back underneath, the club then sort of smashes the glass, you can see here now, and as you go through, it's hands are
in the middle of it.
Yeah, exactly. And very high and very steep, and that's again lends itself to the old swing positive. I think in some ways, as much as it's depressing for yourself to see that, it's quite good to have that during a lesson, because at least then we know, okay, we can know what to do to make adjustments to it.
Of course,
and you can stand there, okay, I now know where my faults are sort of creeping. If I ever get on the golf course, give me a quick fix. Make some of those practice and say, miss the ball in the inside, just trying to toe the rest around. But I think always be aware of the fact where your strike point is. Just you can put some shoal foot spray on the thing, or pledge, just put it on the face there, hit 10 balls, look at a pattern. If you're hitting the ball really well, but everything's kind of in my autumn drawing of a golf club, okay, if that's kind of yours there, if all your strike points are kind of here, well, yeah, we want to try and move that a bit more towards the centre. You can still play golf from that spot there, okay, but in ideal world, you want to be more that way. But if you keep moving over here gradually, you wouldn't notice it until suddenly one day you go, ba-doing, and off it goes. Say pushes and pulls, draws and fades, you'll see them coming before they become like that. Okay, you wouldn't suddenly wake up one morning, sighting the ball really well, and then suddenly snap hooking it 50 yards left. It would start becoming a bit of a draw, a bit of a pulley draw, bit of a hook, and before you get to that destructive shot, you go, wait a second, stop and exactly, you make adjustments. But with the shanks, like, yeah, fine, doink, Jesus Christ. Because the first you laugh it off, nothing of it. Second one, oh, hang on, third, and before you know it, and once you get in that mindset, the game becomes such a mental stress.
Yeah.
As I said, because you know that is not you as a golfer. We know that, okay? But it can creep in every now and then. I think being aware of that. I said, people who are genuine, if you look at the likes of Poulter, if you ever watch Poulter swing, okay, if I put that there, and you can, when I say this video, screen grab that, and I'll find an image yourself when we finish the video. You look at Poulter's back, so look at that, very similar. Left arm very, very high, left wrist a little bit bowed.
Yeah. I don't know why that suddenly started bowing as well.
Well, because if your arm goes, if you try to cup it there, you'd be weird. Your arm, again, everything, if your arm does this, you're not going to, you can't do that, it's going to go up there and kind of, it's going to happen. The weight of the club's going to almost get your wrist to go that way. So, yeah, so that lends itself to Mr. Unmentionable. Okay, mate? Make sense?
Yes, it does.